So Brahmastra is out on OTT now, and a lot of people are discovering the film. A lot of people are sharing more memes. A lot of people are enjoying it. Like I heard a statement that why did I boycott this? I wanted to watch it in theater, and all of that's also happening. And yeah, there are a lot of criticisms also about certain things. The English dub is there for the American audience at Hulu, and that sounds much interesting. Honestly, I want to watch that version also. But we have an interview here by Bollywood Hungama. If you haven't seen this video, I'll put the link in the description. Go check it out first. He's talking about Brahmastra 1, he's talking about Brahmastra 2 and Dev and all of that. So let's have a look.
Ayan Mukerji, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Again.
Good to see you. Now you're looking slightly relaxed.
Am I?
Yeah.
True, perhaps. I feel a little bit, it's been some time now since the film came out, so I've had a little bit of time. Not as much as I would like, but a little bit of time to take things easy.
Right. And the positivity that came along with the movie, that has helped you relax slightly more.
Absolutely. But the positivity, also
The
fact that,
feedback.
my responsibilities and my work on part 1 finally has begun to taper off. An interesting thing is that when I made my first 2 films, Wake Up Sid, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, the day that the film released, I was free. Like I could have gone on a holiday
He
the
said
next
that many
couple of days
times.
and been reading the collections of the film. But on Brahmastra, because it is a much larger vision and there is like a part 2 and a part 3, the mind has already begun to, think a little bit about it, work a little bit on it. Also, we continue to work on the film for streaming, very honestly. We refined the sound of the film. Pritam Dada came in and cleaned up some bits that were not actually there in the cinema release. I actually went back to the edit and I added a few nips and tucks over here. So as you can
That's interesting. So I think I have to go back and watch the film again.
see, our team has actually...
I don't think they've removed all the Shiva. I think someone on Twitter made a compilation of all the time Alia said Shiva in the film, and it was 82 times, and it's just a whole video for just saying Shiva. Check it out. It's hilarious.
Been working up till this point to sort of continue on the film. So really my holiday will begin now. I'm hoping after the streaming release of the film.
Also, I like the fact that even the marketing for the Disney Hotstar thing, they were having fun with it. They were making fun of themselves. They know the issues in the film. They have taken into consideration. They are not like it's a perfect film, nothing is wrong with it. So that's what I like. So I have higher expectations moving forward. So they'll correct those mistakes and make better film. And them only making fun of her shouting Shiva, and even if you have seen the Coffee with Karan show, they mentioned there also. So Alia also said it. So it's like they know, they understand, they know all the memes, they're watching it all. So that makes me really happy. Not everyone can take it so gracefully.
Give me an example. What would you add for a streaming release, for a TV release?
That's
well, you should
interesting.
see the film. But
is he saying it just for a marketing thing, like people go watch it again?
There were like for example, a comment had reached me a little bit about Alia's sort of love graph in the film, and obviously we released a film that was like 2 hours 37 minutes long. But obviously any film that you make, and especially Brahmastra, we had shot a lot of stuff that right at the end sometimes you cut out of the film because you feel that it'll get too long for an audience, it'll test their patience. So there were a few places where I felt perhaps like I had edited it too sharply, not allowing for that little bit of lingering on actors' expressions, a line here, a line there, which kind of gave their...
So I've seen Brahmastra 3 times in theaters. So it'll be interesting to, I have to watch the movie again. I have to find out. It's just fun. It's just, just interesting to know, will that really make a difference,
A slightly smoother graph. So I added some bits in Shiva and Isha's love story, in Isha's sort of pull towards Shiva, couple of dialogues in the second half. It's subtle stuff, so you may not realize it unless you've seen the film like 3-4 times. But I'd like to believe that it will make the journey of the film a little smoother.
Very interesting that you take feedback and you incorporate in wherever possible in the future you can. Is this feedback from fans, audience?
Always the audience.
Okay.
You know, the audience is king. So listen, we are not making films honestly, and a film like Brahmastra, made on the budget that it is and at the scale that it is, of course, a part of me is making it for me, but the larger part of me is making it for the people.
Right.
You know, that's why we're working for so many years, etc. There's only one endeavor, which is to give, you know, people a piece of pop culture, a piece of entertainment that they'll enjoy.
Right.
So yeah, the feedback that all feedback from an audience is God.
I interviewed Karan also for this, and he said that Ayan will make this for the rest of his life. Have we lost the rom-com director?
Well, don't. Brahmastra 1 had quite a bit of romance in it, I think.
Right.
You can see the poster behind you, it's all romance.
Yes.
You know, I truly think that what we've set off with Brahmastra and the Astraverse in general, like stories from Indian history, I think that stories from Indian history have a breadth and a depth and a width where they can include everything in it. There's everything in it. There's romance, there's humor, there's drama, there is philosophy. That's what makes, like, you know, like Indian historical writing so beautiful. And in our own way, I guess I believe reflecting that in modern times, I'd like to believe that eventually we can incorporate all those genres in what we are creating here. You know, this is, the Astraverse can be like a black hole. And I felt that while making Brahmastra. Everything that was going on in my life, I was finding a way to take inspiration from it and put it into the film, because it is set in modern times and it talks about like modern characters. So yeah, I think the depth of what we can create here is so large that, and so deep, that we can include all these genres in this world.
But you know what I mean. Ye Jawani Hai Diwani is a cult commercial film. It has its fan clubs, fan following. Will we see Ayan doing something like that?
Yeah, maybe.
In a break?
Maybe. But I think for now, my focus is more to, you know, set up and really do the Brahmastra trilogy and set this up. But, you know, never say never.
Right, you know, when you...
I like how dedicated he is, you know, making the Brahma, and even Karan Johar, like he is gonna spend all his life, you know, making these films or these universe, Astraverse is not, you know, something I don't remember last time we had something like this, you know. And now of course we have to like wait. Even I think James Cameron said that if Avatar 2 doesn't work, he'll not make 4 and 5. You know, so like 3 is already shot and done, so at least 3 will come out. So if 2 doesn't work, then 3 is the final film. That's it. Tata, bye bye. It's over. You know, so that for them, of course, they have to, you know, the first one worked well. 2 has to do really well, you know, because there are higher expectations. The feedback is out there. You have to make a better film. And if that's not a good film, then it's gonna be a downhill from there. So they have to do that, accomplish that job, and then afterwards, you know, we have our own universe of, you know, where we can have spin-offs and this and that, and continue it for like, you know, an MCU kind of a thing. So and you need someone like that dedicated to it. You know, it's not like, oh, I'll just make 2 movies, I'm done, I'm leaving, I have something other. No, you have to be like, spend your life on it.
Started the trilogy, and when the whole concept came that there can be Vanara Astra and Agni Astra and Vayu Astra, after the film and after the reactions, is it still the same, or you've incorporated more things in the future that from the audience feedback?
Some of this is hard to talk about because it's very work in progress.
Right.
You know, no, I think that to be honest, I'm listening to everything that's out there. Still have to listen to some more, but my vision for what I wanted to do next was kind of set in my mind, and it's kind of stayed the same. And for now, I think, like, at least for the next few months, the full focus is really on Brahmastra 2 and 3 and the Brahmastra trilogy, and making sure that that's properly in, and then we'll talk about everything else.
Right. I know
that's a good approach.
It's not possible to give out the details. It's my job to ask you, but will every Astra be a film? What should one expect from part 2?
They're 2 different questions. No, so every Astra being a film is, you know, in my mind, there are like beyond the Astras that we showcased in Brahmastra part 1. there are more astras,
Okay.
Yep.
right? Like these are not the only astras there are. There is the concept of Brahmastra is that there is a huge group of people called the Brahmansh protecting these astras. So there are like 150 astras that this group protects, and some of them will perhaps only come in as appearances in other films. Like I'm sure in Brahmastra 2 will incorporate a couple of new astras that you've not seen as part of part 1
Okay.
shooting. So no, it's not fair at all to think that each astra is going to be a film, and we would not even be able to execute something like that really well. You know, I mean, you are aware how much time, and I think everybody is aware how much
Yeah.
time and effort it's taken to build part 1. With Brahmastra 2, obviously, I mean, the title says it all, part 2 Dev, which is that Dev, the real antagonist of this trilogy, is going to be one of the big focal points, and is going to bring with him a very, you know, passionate, dramatic, volatile energy to the energy of this film. Like, you know, in the same way in which like Shiva and Isha really stood for like positivity and light, and I think that part 2 will be a lot more dramatic and juicy and a lot more clash oriented. And the story.
Wait, what was that? Ultra movies have Himmat movie or Bollywood Hungama? What are you like? Okay.
Will get much deeper, obviously, because we're not only straddling Dev and Amrita's past story and Dev reborn in present times, coming back for the Brahmastra and continuing Shiva and Isha's story. So there are much more characters to kind of deal with. So yeah, I think that part 2 will just be more of everything. You know, more scale, more VFX, more astras, more drama, more juice. Yeah.
Since you're a feedback junkie, I'm sure you're reading that you have approached Yash, you have approached Ritik, and of course there's talk of Ranveer also.
We've approached, like I could see that. Like when the film came out, everybody was like, oh, Ranveer Singh is Dev.
Yeah.
And then it was like Ritik. And now there was this Yash piece of story, and I'm sure they'll be saying like Prabhas next or something. I don't know. I can't say anything about any of this stuff. But it's fun. Let me tell you this. I take it all, and I think we should take it all.
See, it's like, you know, the moment these stories came out of their, the first they went to Ranveer and now Ritik and now they're going to Yash, you know, and like that, when that happened, I'm like, yeah, this is all just made up stories just to get the clicks. You know, they are just putting out some articles, random articles every week. They need to get those clicks. They're just making up any story now. Oh, insider report says they are going to this actor. Now next they'll say Allu Arjun, then they'll say Vijay Deverakonda. You know, they'll just keep going on and on, them milling it until a big news comes out when they only announce it. So they, I think, already have the actor locked in. You know, they had the actor there. They didn't reveal the face. They had the actor play the character in the film, what we saw, and they didn't reveal it. You know, Deepika, it's very obvious. You know, I think Ayan has said no, I don't know, but it's very obvious. I saw like a clip of it. It's very obviously Deepika in after the interval scene. You know, so like it's just all these nonsense news, and I see people, oh, Bollywood is trying to get to South actor and this and that, and just, you know, just this hype machine. And when you see through it, you just see it's so stupid. Like, you know, so don't believe all this nonsense news.
Point of making movies is to give audiences and people a
See, there's one thing to, you know, hype. Oh, guess. You know, that's what films do. That's what the MCU do, right? You theorize what can be this actor, that kind of, which what will fit well, and you know, all of these things. Who will play Dev? That's one thing to theorize. But the other thing of just blatantly just put out, oh, they have approached that actor, this actor. Like, by the time the real reveal happen, they'll have like 250, 260 actors that they the film, you know, the producers approached. Like that's what they'll do. You know, that's what I'm not a fan of.
Cultural point to discuss, to enjoy. This is what it is. It's entertainment.
They're getting free marketing, right?
Know? So the fact that the Dev casting is something that people are conjecturing about and enjoying, I think it's fun. And to be honest, there's something that we might also take from it, like some possibilities, like the fan theories. Sometimes something gets thrown back at you where you're like, shit, that's really interesting. You know, we should look at it like that.
Right. taking you back to your movie, it starts on such a high point with Vanar Astra, and that scene of Shah Rukh Khan is spectacular.
You like that scene?
I love that scene. I can watch it over and over again. Did you expect that feedback?
Let's say no. I did not expect. That's the magic of movies, right? As much as you're making it and spending time with it, as not as much as you're making it, as much as people probably walk into your office,
Right.
see a film, give you feedback on it. When it releases in a cinema with a live audience, it becomes something completely different, you know? So we always knew, we were very excited about that sequence. We had Mr. Shah Rukh Khan in that sequence. It was one of the pillar sequences of the film. We wanted to start the film with a bang, but you never really know if people are going to like it to such an extent. And I definitely felt that
Oh my god.
whatever people felt about the film, that sequence got unanimous love. So it's great.
Bollywood Hungama needs to fix some things. But yeah, man, I think most of the stuff he has said before also, and I think this is other interviews just before the OTT release. And yeah, I'll be watching the film again. I want to notice these changes he has made. I don't think sound was I'll be able to notice, but at least with the editing, he has put in some few moments or made a scene longer. A lot of films do that maybe when OTT release happens, but it's not noticeable because either you have not seen the theater version or you've not seen it enough times to notice this things. Just feel, oh, maybe in theater version also it was like that, I forgot. But Brahmastra, I clearly know the cut points where what happened, so I'll be looking forward to how they have done it. But what do you think? Excited for Brahmastra 2? I am. Let's see, 2 years, 3 years wait. I think before that we'll get the Dave reveal. But yeah, man, it's fun. We have something to talk about. We have something to theorize about. That's the fun part. For I think with Tamil we got Vikram. With that also established a whole universe. So that's more exciting, Surya, and what will happen next. So like in that narrative, it's like we don't know what's coming next. We know Rolex is there, but what else? Like in that, like this, Dave is there. What else now? What will happen? It's like already know it's a trilogy. Vikram, we don't know how far the story goes. The Vikram universe or the Kethi universe, whatever you want to call it, or the LCU, Lucas Cinematic Universe. But yeah, it's finally so happy, man. In India also, we have our own universes and we can talk about it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, check out this video next. If you like this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.